Hey friends, hi. Today is an amazing day. We got an opportunity to interview Mr. Sandeep Roy, the Director of Business Development at the Royal Orchid Group. Mr. Sandeep Roy comes with over 2 to 3 decades of experience, wherein he has worked in great brands and he has been in various leadership roles. His journey of career is quite inspiring. So he comes with experience into business development, partnership acquisition, client relationship, marketing, sales. He's a subject matter expert of all these important departments of hospitality industry. Today we got an interaction opportunity with Mr. Sandeep Roy. Let's use the next 20-30 minutes to learn from the leader. He's someone who is very motivational, inspiring to many hospitality professionals. So let's listen and collect our pearls of wisdom today. So Sandeep sir, with your permission, may I please start the interview?
Sure, please go ahead.
So Sandeep sir, I was looking at your career, the kind of progression and the kind of leadership roles you have handled. The first question comes to my mind, I'm sure it will be very valuable for many hospitality career aspirants, is now there is a department called sales and marketing, business development, corporate partnership acquisition. Now this department is something wherein a lot of us professionals do not have a lot of clarity. Now you have been there, you have done that, you have taken organizations to the next level in terms of overall turnovers, overall cash flow. Sir, can you please tell us a little bit of what is the scope in this kind of department?
I believe that every organization, every field of business has huge potential. Now, when you talk in terms of sales, now, of course, beginners, they join as a sales executive, they become assistant manager, sales director, GM sales, and so on and so forth. But in terms of hotels, you can actually get into a specialized area. So you can probably get into a corporate sales, travel agents, MICE, institutions, PSUs, weddings, and then slowly also try to take over the marketing aspect, probably get into revenue management, probably get into international business. Now, each of these areas have got huge potential. And in fact, I know of people who have taken up each of these specialized, for example, they've got into MICE and their entire lifetime and career they have spent in terms of MICE itself. So there is huge potential in terms of a career in hotel. So it all depends on what interest each person has, what kind of skills, what kind of liking, because everybody has certain likes and dislikes. So and where the person wants to go.
So Sandeep sir, as you said, there is a huge potential and career progression opportunity within the vertical. There's no doubt because it is coming from you. So there's no doubt about it. You have seen it and probably you have seen many leaders who made a complete successful career out of it. Now for someone who does a 4 years or 3 years normal hotel management education, so do you suggest them to do any kind of MBA or do you suggest them to work for some time in the industry and then pursue MBA? How does it work? Like what kind of skill set or certifications do you suggest?
Well, MBA does help in terms of going into when you get into a senior role. Having said that, the practical aspects of sales could be different from what you learn theoretically. But yes, MBA helps when you go from sales manager to a general manager sales kind of position. That is when your MBA studies help, because it helps you in a lot of organizational behavior, understanding of organizational behavior, taking care of your teams, etc., etc. But yes, a practical exposure is required for you to go ahead. And apart from that, I always believe that mind works like a parachute. When it is open. So if you don't open the parachute, mind doesn't work. So there is a huge, like I said in my previous dialogue, that there's an ocean of opportunities available. So that's what it is.
That was quite inspiring for someone who wants to work in business development, corporate acquisition, partnerships kind of department, Sandeep sir. Now this brings us to next very interesting question, which I am also personally very curious about. What do you think is the recipe, or what should be the mindset? What should be the attributes of someone who wants to? Because I think that unless we don't have sales and marketing skills, it will be very challenging to grow up the ladder. But then to have it, what should be the mindset for someone who started the career just now?
Somebody who starts a career in the sales and marketing division, I would like to rephrase the sales and marketing division into marketing and sales division. Now, what is the difference? The difference is when you're into marketing, you actually try and understand the needs of your prospective clients. Unlike in sales, so in sales, normally people, we would have experienced on a bright Sunday afternoon when you're actually sleeping, you have a knock on the door. The moment you open, you have a person who's into door-to-door selling. You open the door, and for the next 3 minutes, he's into an extempore. So he's talking about his product. That's a door-to-door sales. Now, a lot of people in sales also try and do that when they go and meet the prospective client without understanding what is it that is the need of this particular prospective client. Each client might have their own unique needs. Somebody might need a hotel room near the airport. Somebody might need larger rooms. Somebody might need better service. Somebody might need hotels very near to their workplace, etc., etc. There's a whole range of needs a prospective client might have. So that is the reason why I'm saying don't call it a sales and marketing division, call it a marketing and sales division, because you understand the needs first, which is the very essence of marketing, and then understand, then sell the product. So once you sell the product, and then again you talk about marketing. So then there is a next level of need a customer might have. So it's totally a circle. So understanding needs, selling, then understanding more needs, selling, and of course, once the customer starts using the product, you service the client. That is a very, very important aspect as far as the sales is concerned. The second aspect, if you want to grow up the ladder, build up contacts. Today, the more contacts you have, the more successful you are. So networking is the key today. So you go to one customer, you get 5 leads. You go to 5 more customers, you get 5 more leads from each of those customers. You have 25 leads to work on. That should be the basic mindset.
Great. And this marketing and sales point is quite insightful, Sandeep sir. I think it makes a lot of sense. This reminded me of a YouTube video wherein one of the speaker, very famous popular speaker, said that if we don't learn marketing, we should never start a business. Your statement just reminded me of that statement. I think it makes a lot of sense. Sandeep sir, out of our curiosity, we really want to know what worked for you personally. What is there any one project or assignment wherein there was a huge success story, and what goes into making that success story, whether it is great product or brand acquisition or any project which took you like 3 to 4 months of efforts, challenging things. We want to know that story of how leaders overcome those challenges and end up making good numbers, achieving performance.
Talk of one for sure. Of course, there are many, but the one which I talk of. See, being in hotels, people play a very, very vital role in terms of revenues. So if there are no revenues, there is no profitability, and then there is no organization, there is no hotel. So once there is people playing a vital role in the organization, then obviously your marketing strategy should involve people, which also means that your design, your promotions should involve people. So in Hyderabad, when I was working in Hyderabad, so we launched a Kerala food festival. These are food promotions which you do periodically across hotels.
Right.
So then we designed an ad, posters, etc. But what we also did is that we kept a photograph of a chef, of a Kerala chef, who was actually working in-house. He's from Kerala. He's a South Indian chef in our hotel, and he's pretty senior in the organization. So we took his photograph, kept it in that particular ad, and said, Chef so-and-so welcomes you to the Kerala cuisine, something like that. And we launched the Kerala Food Festival. You would not believe, of course, we got humongous support. Guests who came into Kerala Food Festival, all of them wanted to meet the chef. We, of course, introduced the chef to the guests. Almost 9 out of 10 guests said, welcome to Hyderabad. Without knowing that. So, I mean, that kind of, recognition for the chef was good. But ultimately, it boiled down to the revenues for the hotel, because the same guest came in a 10 days food festival the same day, so the same guest came twice or thrice, because getting authentic Kerala cuisine in that and that in Hyderabad is a rare, especially in hotels, because hotels, I mean, in Hyderabad you can't have a Kerala specialty restaurant in a hotel. So obviously that becomes that particular thought process did give us a lot of benefit. So I would say that is one particular time where our creativity really benefited us.
Sandeep sir, I heard you talk about including other stakeholders in the whole campaign. I think that makes definitely a good idea. Generally, we look for all celebrities who can endorse our product or service, but probably the real celebrities are within our team. So that's a very nice point.
Absolutely.
Great. So the next question is, how does a typical leadership day looks like? For instance, you are at a very senior position. How does your complete day looks like? You want to know for someone who is completely into big stake role, which involves revenue management, which involves revenue generation, business development, leadership. How does the day look like?
So an average day, as you grow senior in an organization, it goes more into analysis, of course. It goes more into talking to your prospective clients. Oh, I would say about 75 to 80% goes in that. 5 to 10% in terms of meeting your team, etc. And the rest of the time, of course, goes in checking your mails and replying to some important mails, etc. But yeah, 75 to 80% goes in terms of speaking to your prospective clients and analysis of various strategies. So basically, that's how it should go.
And so there is this common belief that sales department is very difficult to work into, and then there's a huge attrition in the department. So how do you look at it from your position? What all do you do to motivate your team?
I always believe that more than answering to your boss, you're actually answerable to yourself, to your own conscience. Have you been able to earn your salary? Have you been able to justify your position? That's one. If at the end of the day, if you talk to yourself and say, did I earn my today's salary? Did I do something good for the organization? And if the answer is yes, your day is done. Second aspect is, you set goals for yourself, which should be aligned with the goals of the organization. And every deal you strike, it should give you that kind of a motivation. Number two. Number three is, of course, setting examples to your peers. Number four is, of course, progressing in terms of creating new strategies, looking at some more milestones. So you achieve a particular target, you go beyond the target, and you don't rest yourself. Stage-wise, I would say first is, of course, answering to yourself. Of course, once you are able to answer to yourself when you're convinced, and then it is your goals are aligned to the goals of the organization, automatically you answer to your boss. So it's all to do with self-motivation. So you achieve the target, you're motivated. That's how it is.
Thank you so much. Now, Sandeep sir, because I know you from very long, and you were one of our, when we were in that teenage, when we really required the right motivation, some of your speeches made a lot of sense to us. I still remember you recommended the whole class of our students to buy one book called You Can Win. And trust me, sir, I cannot thank you less for that, because I diligently bought that book the very next day in Jyoti Book Depot, and then read it. I could not sleep until I finished that book. It took me just 1 or 2 days to completely read it. But then that completely changed my life. So I'll always be thankful to you in that regards. Just by looking at you, we used to get inspired. We want to walk like you. We want to talk like you confidently and all that. So based on that, there is next question, sir, which I am very excited to ask you. 3 things. One is self-discipline. Second is passion. And then the third is the skill set of a sales executive. What makes a huge difference out of these 3 for a long-term successful career for someone who wants to really grow and to take care of bigger responsibilities in career?
Actually, a little bit of everything, to be honest. I mean, you cannot be passionate and not be self-disciplined. And you cannot be totally self-disciplined and not be passionate. So It's a little bit of everything. So you become successful by doing little things every day. But usually, most people forget the everyday part. They do little things, but they don't do it every day,
Okay.
and that's where you don't progress. But yes, passion plays a big role in going ahead in your life. It plays a major role. So one needs to be passionate, but at the same time have good communication skills, have good self-discipline, etc., etc. But I would say, to become successful, little things of everything is required.
And the one I heard you talk about the consistency part. I think every day it has to be developed like a habit.
Correct.
So at this challenging times, I mean, the whole industry is facing a huge challenge. Education part of the industry is also facing a lot of challenge. So at this time, how is the leadership keeping the employees motivated? And we want to know from you, what is your perspective about how should we go forward in terms of a message to all the leaders across industry?
You see, of course, every day is a new challenge today, these days. This COVID scenario is not something which is going to stay forever. We have heard of Oxford nearing completion for a vaccine. We have heard of a Russian vaccine coming in. We have heard of a health minister talking a few days back that countdown to Indian vaccine, 73 days, etc., etc. If you rewind yourself, the stage where during April, when a lot of cases were coming up and we were scared as if this was not only a pandemic, but it was a wave where the entire humanity is going to get into, and we didn't know how to come out of it in April. In April, even our doctors did not know how to manage when they get a COVID patient. But today, in the end of August, our mortality rate in India is 1.8%, which is the lowest in the world. We are nearing a vaccine coming in place before the end of this year. Probably in October, I foresee that the vaccine will be in place and start getting distributed in India. So we see things happening in the positive side. But having said that, it's a challenge. For us, in fact, in hospitality industry, we have been badly hit. But we have opened hotels. Royal Orchid has opened hotels. We have done fairly well. It has gone beyond our expectations. The results have been beyond our expectations. And we only see things getting better. You've seen the worst. Lastly, every month, of course, you start from zero. You have targets for that month. My dad always used to say one thing. He said that character is built in valleys. So which means that when you are on top, when the markets are doing well, when you are successful, for example, when you join a new organization, you're very excited. You see everything good in an organization. In fact, during that time, when you're walking on the road and the second or the third day of you joining an organization, when you're walking on the road, you see a tree and you see flowers in the tree. So you are at the peak. And then over a period of time, situations happen where you're down. Probably your boss is not happy with you. Maybe you've not been able to prove yourself. And slowly you come down, and you are at the bottom peak. Now at the bottom peak, that is the valley peak. That is a place where I call it the valley. Now at that place, you can either quit, which means that you can quit the organization. You can quit from life. You can kind of commit suicide, or get into the wrong habits, or you can bounce back. And if you bounce back, your actual character is shown at that valley area. How strong you are, how emotionally strong you are, how determined you are, what is the kind of upbringing, what kind of courage you have, what strength you have, physically, mentally, etc. And if you bounce back, you're only going to go up. You will not go down. So for us in the hospitality industry, we are sitting at the valley period. We can't go down. And we are bouncing back. Now, if you actually read if you've been in the news very recently that an organization, in terms of COVID, US is very badly affected, but US was started getting affected in January, and the cases in India started coming sometime from the middle of March. So basically, US is 2 months ahead of us. And today, US hospitality industry is bounced back by 50%.
Wow.
Very encouraging. And India today in hospitality industry is only bounced back 5 to 6%. So if you're talking from August, now in October, let's say 30th of August is today, and 30th of October, if we are able to bounce back from 6% to reach 50%, that's great. So I always believe character is built in value. So, everybody in this whole world will face a situation such like this when you're down and out, and that is the time your real character is actually shown.
Characters are built in valleys. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing such a nice nugget. It's quite motivational, and I think I'll rewind this to really kind of reflect on what we can really do, what can be the application part, demonstrable, seen part of behavior that can be drawn out of this message. Great. And Sandeep sir, for the hospitality fraternity, for the students especially who just passed out this year, who are about to enter the industry, I would request you to give them 3 or 4 lines of message which can be a guiding force for them.
Well, I would strongly recommend 2 books. One is called as Copycat Marketing. So like you said, sometime back, you wanted to walk like me, you wanted to talk like me. So I was also young some few years before that. So I also used to follow somebody else, and I also used to walk like him, talk like him. So everywhere, if you want to be successful, all we have to do is copy somebody else, some other successful person. If we can copy 10 people, and we do that, knowingly or unknowingly, we do that. The only thing is that we don't accept, but we do that. So this particular book will actually prove it to you that you also copy people, and copying people is a good thing, that you become successful faster. Now let me give you an example. Kishore Kumar was a great singer.
Right.
Kumar Sanu came. He started copying Kishore Kumar initially, and he became famous. Once he became famous, then he had his own style.
He made his own mark. Yes.
He made his mark. So he became faster. He became successful faster because he copied people. That's one book I would always strongly recommend, which will change the thinking process of every human being. The second book I would always recommend is Questions Are the Answers, especially in sales. The reason is, like I said, when you go and meet a client, general attitude of a person is that we start speaking about our product, we start speaking about our company, we start speaking about everything, blah, 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 and bore him for the next 5 minutes. And after that, he say, okay, I will let you know. And then you suddenly realize what happened. It is simple. Everybody would like to speak more and listen less. Every human being on this planet Earth would like to be listened to. And the more you listen to the other individual, understand what he wants,